Olympic National Park.
The state of Washington has 3 national parks, and this is one of them.
Located on the peninsula, jutting out into the Pacific on the far western edge of the state.
This park is one of the most diverse national parks in the USA.
From the Hoh Rainforest to Claylock Beach to the crystal clear Lake Crescent to mountain peaks and Sol Duc Hot Springs, this park is incredible.
We secured a filming permit here. In case you don't know, filming in the national parks has gotten really, really difficult. But we managed to snag a filming permit. We have the next several days to get Instagram, YouTube, and all sorts of content here without having to worry if anybody's going to record us.
And we recently spent an entire week here exploring the Olympic National Park with old friends, hiking at sunrise, swimming in lakes, camping, and strolling through the rainforest. These are just our adventures together, so without further ado, let's get going.
Doing a sunrise hike in Olympic National Park. Let's go.
My headlamp, the batteries in my headlamp ran out. So I just have this big glowing red dot above me. I'm definitely the most prepared of the group. Any words of wisdom, Justin?
Don't get up this early.
I got up at 3. I was like, this is a stupid idea. This stupid idea was this. And I was like, I think it was me who was like, yeah, let's do sunrise. But look at it this way. Our workout's done for the day, and then we can just float in the lake the rest of the day. Let's go.
Lately I've been losing sleep. The bright lights led me to the deep. If only this was just a game, it wouldn't be so hard to walk away. No.
No. Well, I roll the dice and I hold my breath. I'll give you all that I have left.
We're about a quarter of the way up, if that. And I am, the wind has stopped. I'm sweating profusely. And to make matters worse, I left the coffee back in the truck. Everyone is extremely ticked off at me.
Heidi.
Except for Heidi, who doesn't drink coffee, but she's not a real human being anyway. We're gonna begrudgingly go up this mountain.
You chose to do this.
Yeah, I chose to do this because I thought there was gonna be coffee at the end.
So hold me now before my luck runs out. I think you're close, but I have my doubts.
I wasn't planning on getting this much of a workout this morning. Oh, look at me, I'm disgusting. I can see myself in the reflection of the camera. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. How do you feel?
Good. Glad I took the jacket off. I need to put it in the backpack. I didn't fully commit to having it off, so it's just around my waist. Remember when people in the 90s used to always wear it around the waist? Do you remember that?
Yeah, it's coming back.
Not the 90s.
Not the 90s.
You're clouds are stacked against a spade. We're a cactus waiting for a desert rain.
Well, I'll still place my bet, you see.
Go up there.
Is that it? Whoop.
So where are we at, Justin?
Oh man. Physically or existentially? Oh, we have about 1,200 feet to go. Small amount of hope.
If this were Switzerland, there'd be a little coffee hut thing at the top.
Oh, there you go. We'll just have endorphins
Yeah.
to stave off the crippling dependency headache.
I promise to make good coffee when we get back to the truck. We have Sister's Coffee and we have Thump Coffee in there right now.
And?
And Friend Folk.
Friend folk.
But I only
Sorry.
save the Friend Folk like out in the trailer on the go because it costs us when we use it. You know, like it's our inventory. We don't have much inventory left.
It's true.
There's so much more, like kings and queens. Well, you've got me in this trance, and I need your hand to win. If I have to leave this up to chance, you're a gamble and I'm all in.
This is easy. I got this. Is there steam coming off my head? Like there is. It's steep. It just got a lot steeper in that last little bit. So 2,000 feet and 2 miles-ish.
That is about right.
About right. I feel like Justin's lying. I feel like it's more like 2,400. He's like, I don't know. If I say 2,000, it's still somewhat the truth. I actually really do like this water bottle. Nifty, isn't it? We just got this recently. It's like a French press, but for coffee, so you can fill it up in the river, and it just purifies it. This is not sponsored. I do really like it, though. But we can take it with us when we travel. I like it because it's not, like, crazy bulky. Like, so you put the water in there, and then you press it down. It takes, like, what, 30 seconds or 60 seconds? Oh, gosh. That's restarted. That's a re-end, I think. Once the light starts coming, like you see that first little glimmer of blue in the sky, it's like all of a sudden the lights are just like cranked up. It doesn't take long. We're still like, what are we? Like 18 minutes from sunrise? It's already so bright. I love blue hour. Blue hour, I like it better than golden hour, I think. It's just so calm and relaxing. I feel like golden hour is a little bit like, hi, good morning. This is a little bit more like, good morning.
So we have about 5 minutes until sunrise. We're super close. You can see the sun starting to hit the mountains right there. And if you look really closely, there are clouds hovering over the lake, and they're just creates this sort of like blanket just right in between the mountains. This is beautiful.
Look at that. Lake Crescent. It's just so pretty. Clouds look amazing coming over the lake, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
I was worried it was going to be really frigid up here, and I brought like hats, and I almost brought gloves. I didn't, but it was like the perfect amount of sweat to like kind of warm us up. A little chilly, but not too bad. Feels nice. What I'd give for some coffee right now.
Sorry.
I could have remembered it too. We brought the kettle and the stove and the water. I even brought the thermos and a little bit of cream for my coffee in the thermos. And we forgot the actual coffee. I don't know how we did that. Brought everything else, lugged it up this mountain. No coffee.
The view is beautiful. The hike was fun, but now we need coffee.
Gravity's my friend. Making good time now. It's nice to see it in the daylight.
I got that on camera.
Thank you.
When you're trying to do like a sunrise hike, you're walking and everything's pitch black, you don't know what you're seeing, and then it's sort of a surprise when you're walking back in the daylight. You're like, oh, I can't believe I climbed over this in the darkness. But here we are, we survived.
We are back on flat ground. Look at these trees though. I love that about the peninsula. Getting some giant rainforest. What are you doing? Is she getting ahead of me? She's like, I feel.
Finally finished our hike, and now we're at the beautiful Lake Crescent. Again, we forgot the coffee this morning, but never fear, we're gonna make some iced coffee right now.
Fancy. Okay, you guys gotta stir it a little bit. If it tastes slightly of sunscreen, it's because I just put sunscreen on my hands too.
Oh, right for your forehead.
Do I have sunscreen all over me?
Yeah.
Chris, I asked
down
you.
on your nose. It just
I asked you.
no, right here in the bridge of your nose. It just showed up, like, right here above your eyebrow.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like that was not there
No,
before.
you just didn't look.
No, I did look.
You just not see. You would just pay $2,000 for LASIK and you can't see that.
All we see is your beauty.
Oh, shut up.
Iced coffee. Sorry for the sunscreen, Sarah.
How much sunscreen do I need to rub in on my face this time? You gonna tell me? Am I? Because I'll see it on the camera.
Right here on
I'll see it afterwards.
Right here.
Beach day. Took us a while. We've been here for, have we been here 2 hours? We've been here a while. It took us a while to warm up. The sun's finally coming out. Finally warm enough to get in. So here we go. So we're at Lake Crescent, which is partially in Olympic National Park. It's on National Park land right now. It's beautiful. There obviously is a wildfire somewhere very close by because it was pretty clear this morning and the smoke is like moving in big time. It smells like a bonfire. Kramer's about to lose his little mind.
So as you can see, a lot of people come to this lake and they just kind of hang out, especially on like a hot Pacific Northwest day. Not that you think of the Pacific Northwest and being hot, but it does get hot. And being in a lake like this is just perfect.
So something cool about this lake, I didn't know this until recently. The lake is, I hope they can see in this part, in parts of the water, it's just so blue, it looks like Gatorade, but it's very clear. And the reason it's so clear is because of the presence of nitrogen in this water. Because of the nitrogen, algae can't grow, at least not very much at all. Very clear water, it's beautiful. I thought it was gonna be icier than it was, or is. It feels really nice. It's warmer than I thought. It's a very deep lake. It goes up to like 600 feet deep.
Yeah, it's like a really cool
Come on.
bath.
It's gross.
All right, so we're gonna put on some music and do some slow-mo. Let's go.
I'm living on the bright side. Everything is alright, riding on that golden wave, swimming in a fresh blue, glossy feeling brand new. Sun is about to break through. Ooh, I love the world today. I'm living on the bright side. I'm living on the bright side.
So we're at Sol Duc Hot Springs here in Olympic National Park. We had to say goodbye to Justin and Heidi, and so naturally, in order to get over when friends leave, we decided, let's go to a hot spring.
They don't let you in until right at 6. We've got 14 minutes of standing in the cold. Feels good. What did they say? Like 108?
108.
108.
It is like we're sitting in a communal bath.
Not the best, not the worst hot spring we've been to. I will say the views are really good. I wish I had known before we got here that big pool was the one that was closed. I saw that the natural pool was open or closed, but I didn't know which one that was. I was like, oh, surely it's not the big one, but it is the big one. We're here later in the day, but I'm wondering if they aren't they're not cutting the price, and I don't know if they're limiting the people because I didn't see a sign that they're limiting the number of people. So this would be a lot less fun if it was like the same amount of people they would allow in that one too, all in here. But we got lucky and it's not crazy.
So after a long hike, your muscles are tight, you could come here. It's not bad.
Sleepy. I will say there is a free hot spring in the national park. The hike to it, it's usually like 2-mile hike each way, but the road to get out to the hot spring trailhead has been washed out. So you have like a 7-mile hike plus the usual 2-mile hike and then all the way back. So it ends up being like 18 miles, which is not worth it to me, I think, for that hot spring. But that's good to know. Like if you ever are here, check to see if Olympic Hot Springs is open.
All right, let's go.
Last day in Olympic National Park. I'm kind of sad. I actually have enjoyed our time here more this time than any of the other past times. But this week has been so much fun. We swam, hiked, hung out, camped. It's just been a really good week. But right now we're in the Hoh Rainforest, so we're on like the western side of the Olympic Peninsula right now. In the Hoh Rainforest, it's pretty extensive, but in the Hoh Rainforest, there's this place called 1 inch of silence, or 1 square inch of silence. It is one of the quietest places in the world, if not the quietest place in America. And what makes it quiet is there's very little noise pollution. So there's very little planes flying over, cars driving by. It's a place where you can go and for 15 minutes, you hear no man-made noises, besides like talking, I guess. But the idea is that the world has gotten loud and there's very few places to go out and experience real silence. Now, places like national parks are doing things like dark skies. So they're preserving like these beautiful skies. You can see the stars without light pollution, but there's nothing really being done about noise. And that's what 1 square inch is supposed to draw attention to. This is actually our first time on this side of the park. We've never come all the way back into the rainforest area. By far the busiest section in the park, but it is really beautiful. This little trail that we're on, probably the most popular one in the area, but it's a short little loop, pretty accessible overall, and just know that it's gonna be busy. That's okay. Everybody's enjoying the same thing, so it's gorgeous. So this is our time in Olympic National Park. We do have an older video where we did more on Hurricane Ridge and talking a little bit different of an experience, but this has been such a fun week. So this is the end of our time in Olympic Peninsula. We are off to Eugene, Oregon next to get our truck worked on and have a little bit of a electrical change up. So see you guys next time.
For behind the scenes and extra content, you can head on over to our Patreon community. Otherwise, be sure to follow on Instagram or like and subscribe here. It really helps creators like us.